In 2006, T.I. sat on top of hip-hop. Grammys, platinum albums, movie roles, radio dominance. The king of the South had crossed into superstardom. But 1 year later, T.I. became his own worst enemy. Roll the intro. Court is now in session. Dum dum.
Welcome to another episode of Rap in Order. I'm Firstklass Regg.
And I'm Taurian B.
And it is so nice to be back. How you feeling?
Yes, man. Yes. Adulting, snowstorms. Everything is good. I can't complain. We both, well, we're in March now. So the last time you guys saw us was January.
Yeah.
So the whole month of February was just a wash. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
A lot happened and everything like that. But we are here now. First and foremost, I want to say RIP to our friend of the show and frequent visitor, Shanae Curry, aka Shanae Craig. RIP, baby girl. We love you. We miss you. And, hopefully, your spirit will always be around the pod because, you were very supportive of us.
Much, much, much love to Shanae and her family.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I don't know how to transition from that.
We can transition from that pretty well, and with Shanae, with her dark humor, she's like, all right, get to the topic.
Yeah, word. Like, y'all said what y'all had to say.
Yeah, we said what we had to say in Shanae Curry fashion.
Yeah, see, I just saw your hockey jersey. It just reminded me, you know how Verizon, remember last time we went to the thing?
Yes.
They're always giving away tickets.
Okay.
So they're giving away tickets tomorrow. I'm going to try to get tickets.
Oh,
to the
lit.
Rangers game.
I would love to go.
Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm going to see. I'm going to see what happens.
I would love to go, man.
People be snatching them tickets up, man. They give away some good shit. They gave some tickets away today for the Knicks and the Pacers game coming up.
Damn.
Yeah. So you just got to really just camp out on the app. I feel like that's what niggas be doing. And that's how they hit. But we'll see.
Question, because you went on a trip. How was DC?
Oh man, DC was great, bro. We only had like a day and a half there. But I want to go back because Wale is going to be there with Smino. Okay. And I think if there's any other time to go, it'll be around that time.
That's the right time to go to Chocolate City.
And they'll be there for, I want to say for Juneteenth. Yeah, for Juneteenth. Okay. So the time that we had there though, we went to the African American Museum.
Nice.
Which is great. And then I realized being out of New York, like, damn, like New York is really the only place that charges for museums and shit. Because the museum was free.
It depends. So in other cities, they do charge. Like I've been in a museum. It depends on like where you're going. So I went to Memphis to begin. She went to DC. So we went to the Civil Rights Museum where Dr. King was murdered, and we had to pay. So we went to the Stax Museum, and that's basically the Motown of Memphis.
Yeah.
It's just that like their run was like very short, but like Isaac Hayes, Otis Redding, like a few artists like recorded there, like prominent. So the Stax Museum was $20, and the Dr. King Museum, the Civil Rights Museum, was like $25.
Okay.
So. We went to both. Like obviously the Stax Museum was like fun, had a lot of information, a lot of history. Civil Rights Museum was sad as shit. It literally told the entire story from the beginnings of it till Dr. King's death. And it's like it walks you through everything. It walks you through every situation that like happened, like where Dr. King went and helped and like marched, or like where they recreated the bus that Rosa Parks sat on.
Oh wow!
They have a statue of Rosa Parks on the bus, and when you step on the bus, there's a stimulation of the bus driver yelling at you.
What?
Yeah.
And niggas went through that?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was fucked up. They have a stimulation of the slaves that came to America came to America from Europe, from Africa. Through the Atlantic slave trade, so it's like you experience what it was like to be on if you want to. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
But like they basically are giving you every experience that you could have had during the civil rights movement. Like I didn't realize. Sorry to make this a history lesson. The reason why Dr. King was in Memphis was because the sanitation workers were predominantly black, the garbage men. So they were going on strike because they weren't getting health care. They weren't getting like breaks, like overtime. So they went on strike. Through that, like they were getting beat up and fucked up. So Dr. King went there to like, you know, speak on their behalf and like, you know, try to negotiate things and get things done. And he lost his life and he was slain. So that was cool. While we were there, you know, we went to Bill Street. We went to bars like you know, and like there were like live performers all weekend, so we got to just hear like good music. BB King's bar was fucking lit.
Of course,
BB King's bar was fucking lit, bro. Like that shit is a legit club, and the key is to get in before like 8 p.m. because they charge you a cover.
Oh,
because there's live performers. If you
like
get
after
there
like what time frame?
After 8 p.m.
Oh,
if you get there before 8 p.m. and you already inside, you good. After 8 p.m. you get charged a cover. So that shit was dope. Food was really good. And then while we're there, me and Sarah were at a barbecue restaurant. I forgot the name of it, but she looks up and she sees like this wrestler named Dolph Ziggler. She's like, "Oh shit, look, it's Dolph Ziggler." And I'm like, "Oh shit." So I you know, when he walks past, I say, "Hey man, you know, I really appreciate, you know, everything that you do entertaining us, spend time with your family." That's what I say to every wrestler I see because it's true. Like, you know, they entertain us on television. They don't get breaks. They wrestle year round.
Right.
And he's like, "Oh man, thanks." And I'm like, "Are you doing anything this weekend?" Like, "Are you, you know?" And he was like, "Well, I have a show, but we're in town because there's a Monday Night Raw being filmed." And I was like, "What?" And then I felt bad because I was like, "Well, I ain't going to your shit. I'm going to Monday Night Raw." But I wound up going to Monday Night Raw, and like we bought the tickets the same day. Like, so we went to Monday Night Raw and we got really good, really close tickets for like $75 each, which is like unheard of. Same day.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Like we remember when you went with us.
Yeah,
we were closer than that.
Wow. Yeah, because at Barclays Center, because Barclays Center, anywhere you sit really is a good seat, but we were still pretty close.
We was pretty close.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, essentially like we were pretty close and we had a good time and shit like that. Actually, Sarah got way too high. So like, actually, like I had to realize at first I was like, "Are you not enjoying yourself?" And then she leaned over and she was like, "I'm high as shit." And I just left her alone. Like, all right. But all in all, it was a good trip. And we left Maverick with my mom, so that was cute to see my mom like being her grandma glory and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
that's all she wants. That's all she wants.
Yeah, nah, literally, that's all she wants. Like they just snack all fucking day. That's like her shit with him, just to have snacks all day. But I say all that to say, yes, me and Reds both had good trips.
Yeah, I had a really good time, but it did make me realize, like, damn, I need to go back to DC. I need more time. You know, like we ate good, went to this nice Turkish restaurant out there. Went to this really nice bar too with some good music, you know, like New Edition and
okay.
You know, all that.
He was in Chocolate City, so
yeah. So we did that. We stayed at a really nice hotel, Citizen M. The staff was really nice. What I did was since it was Valentine's Day weekend, I sent flowers there ahead of getting there.
Smart.
And then when I got there and we was checking in, I took advantage of her being in the front taking pictures and shit. I was like, "Yo, I sent some flowers here."
Romantic.
Right? I was like, "Yo, I sent some flowers here. Like, you know, did they make it?" She was like, "Yeah." Like, "What's your name?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Could you set them up in the room before we check in?" She was like, "I got you." So
that's sweet. Yeah, they
all worked out.
That's one thing that I have learned, that at hotels they love doing shit like that.
Yeah, she was like, "I got you."
They love helping you out with that shit.
Yeah, she hooked it up.
They know what's
when
going
we
down.
Walked in, she's like, "Oh my God, how did you even?" I'm like, "Yo, come on, man. You know, it's me.
It's me, baby.
It's me. Like, this is what I do."
Okay,
you know. But yeah, it was a good time. We definitely gonna go back in the summer though.
I'm glad. Oh yeah, that DC is definitely a good summer.
Yeah, we'll have to go.
All right, so let's get into it. Lil Yachty puts his foot in his mouth, and he had an interview with Cosmic Kev, and he had the Concrete Boys with him, and I think they were like trying to promote something, and he was talking about how he was doing his research on hip hop, which I'm not mad at. I'm glad that he's going back and listening to, you know, hip hop that came before him. You know, I'm big on that.
Yeah.
And doing that, he said that, you know, he was like, it was a lot of like whack rappers in the 90s, and then he skips the 80s and then says, "Yo, I listened to the first like crossover rap song ever, Rapper's Delight by Sugarhill Gang, and that shit was whack." And I could understand how some people could say that, but
I don't understand that at all.
Well, let me finish. I can understand how some people could say that, like, "Yo, I like Rapper's Delight was trash," because there's people that didn't like Rapper's Delight when it came out, right? So when he says that, I'm like, I get that, but at the same time, it's the first crossover rap song.
Yeah.
That's like
There's
saying,
no reference points.
yo, that's like, to me, that's like when people would be like, yo, I was watching, Bob Cousy, yo, that nigga had no moves. It's like, yo, he was the first superstar point guard in the NBA. Like, it's the first. So I think that Lil Yachty, I don't know, like if he has conversations with older people, or if he even cares to have conversations with older people, or like if they like correct him or anything like that. But it is obvious that like he just doesn't get it. Like, as far
Drake
as
is
like
probably
things
his oldest friend.
You're probably right about that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, and it's weird to me because it's like, I know his father's knowledgeable, but I guess maybe him and his father don't have that relationship where they talk about stuff like that. It seems like Yachty's kind of just like off to his own devices and shit like that, because I truthfully don't understand like why he's so clueless.
I think partially he leans into it for this new era of artists. They do this whole rage baiting thing, and a lot of it has to do with that. Because I don't think Yachty's I don't think he's dumb, but I know he knows the value in getting some type of emotion from people online. So like, it just gets people talking, and now they're gonna want to check for what you do. But on the other hand of that, they're gonna check for what you do just to hate on it. So people are gonna hate watch.
It's frustrating that he does stuff like that, because like he'll say that, right? But then he has enough social awareness to, because during the Drake and Kendrick beef, he was supposed to have Drake on his show.
Yeah.
And he said that he didn't have it because he didn't want, I think he's cool with both, but like, I think he's more friendly with, like, he's cool with Kendrick, but like Drake is his friend.
Mm-hmm.
But he wanted to stay kind of like out of it. So it's like he has common sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's my issue or whatever like that. And like, I think like our viewers and listeners know, I really enjoy old school hip hop. Like, I just do, because it was a lighter time. Like the Sugarhill Gang, Rapid Delight was literally just trying to get the party started.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with that?
Yeah.
So it's like Yachty like, he could have, you want to know what would have been better? If Lil Yachty would have been like, yo, Mark Wahlberg was a rapper. Even though Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, Good Vibrations was a fucking bop. But like, if he would have said something like, yo, y'all was letting anybody rapping tonight, like something like more tangible to like what he's talking about. Like, basically, he went at like pioneers. Like, we wouldn't have this culture. It wouldn't be called hip hop if it wasn't for them. That's the reason why it's called hip hop.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand like why he felt the need to like do that, because it's like eventually he's going to be the old nigga, and I want to see how he reacts to shit.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem. Like, I don't think that he's really thinking about that, and a lot of rappers get caught in that, because it's like they don't ever know like, yo, my time, I'm about to get passed on by. And Yachty of soon is going to be the old nigga in hip hop, and I really want to see like what happens with that. And it's funny because me and LaShawn have conversations like that, because LaShawn still holds people to who they used to be.
Yeah.
LaShawn, like, he does.
Not to LaShawn.
Right? He'll be like, yo, nah, he made those comments, like, he got to stand on that. And I'm like, yo, bro, like, he grew as a person. LaShawn's like, nah, nope. He said that shit. So it's like, I think about that with Yachty, and I'm just like, yo, this nigga, like, it was just frustrating to hear him say that.
You gotta grow up at some point.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. Like,
he's only 28.
Yeah, he's only 28 years old, and like he'll say little comments, like even like when he talks about rap, like fashion and stuff like that. It's just like, yo, I just wish.
Yeah,
I just wish he was more fashionable. But
New York has been under attack from Yachty for a while. Like
that's an Atlanta
comments he made.
That's an Atlanta thing though, bro. Like, and I'm saying this as a person that has lived in Atlanta. I don't know. Well, I do know where it stems from. It stems from the Source Awards all those years ago. But like, they strongly feel like, and I think it's because so many people from New York transplant to Atlanta. I strongly feel that like people in Atlanta have a chip on their shoulders with us, and it's not what they think. Like, people from New York just have like a thought like, oh yeah, that's my country cousin or something like that. But it's not like trying to like diss them or anything like that. And also people from Atlanta, they think of people from New York always trying to get over on them or always trying to shit on them and not accept them. But we fucking love Atlanta, yo. When the crunk music boom happened, nigga, you couldn't go nowhere and not hear that music. So it's so funny to me how mad they are at us, and we fucking love those niggas. Yo, bro, when Little John was making his hits in 2004, bro,
The way
oh
that
my
shit
God.
crossed over in the Midwest too. Like
Yeah.
it hit. It was undeniable. It was undeniable. But I think it's just the attitude that New York carries and the cockiness that New York carry that they don't really like.
Yeah, man. Like it was something else. But moving on. So I'll make this one short and sweet because you haven't watched either one of these shows yet. Paradise season 2 is back. The first 3 episodes are out.
I love the first season.
So the first 3 episodes, like when it came on, the first new episode of season 2, I thought I was watching the wrong show. I'll just tell you that much. Like because like what's happening, you're like, who are these people?
Oh,
They're introducing they're introducing the people that live on the outside.
Other people affected by this, or
yeah.
Okay,
So it basically tells you what happened while they were in the bunker.
got you.
So that's all I'll tell you. I won't ruin nothing else. It's really good. We'll recap it after Reg watches gets caught up.
I just gotta get over this Breaking Bad.
What season are you up to?
I'm on season 5. So
okay, you moving.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
almost done. So like
how much you hate Skylar?
You know what? I don't hate Skylar as much as I did the first time I watched this show.
Okay.
The first time I watched the show, I hated her because, you know, the affair with Ted and everything. But a lot of like Walt's success on the tail end, she had a lot to do with. She was like, yeah, nah, you should buy this fucking car wash. We can launder the money that way. Okay. We can do that. Like she came up with the gambling story. Like she got him on track for a lot of the shit that he did.
Okay, fair.
So I don't hate her that much. Walter Jr.
Yeah, you gotta hate that, man.
Yeah, he just whiny, but like also at the same time, it's like they don't give him no choice really for like how he is and his condition. Like he depends on them a lot. He loves his dad. Niggas been lying to him from the very first episode. So he's just coping best way he can.
Fuck that.
He not that bad. The nigga that I hate is
his brother-in-law?
I hate Ted. I hate Ted. Hank is just too good at his fucking job.
Of course
as
he
a
is.
DEA agent. The nigga is he's just assertive. He's just great.
Yo, bro, Hank was so annoying, bro. Fuck Hank, bro. Like,
that nigga's just...
I met him in person before, bro, and I had nothing for that nigga.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just too good.
He looked like that, right? He looked like he's like that in real life.
I hate his wife. That's who I hate.
Oh yeah.
I hate Hank's wife.
Yeah, Hank's wife is a bitch. Okay. So I think you know this because I've told you that the Kennedy family is like my Roman Empire. I love the Kennedys.
Oh yeah, you started doing a deep dive recently.
Yeah, so like, you know, I've been like reading books. I watched all these documentaries. There's like mini series. So Ryan Murphy added to his you know, his universe, and he did the story on JFK Jr. Carolyn Bessette. So the lore behind that is that like JFK Jr. in the 90s was pretty much him. He was that nigga. Like every woman wanted, but pretty much he was voted the sexiest man alive. Mm-hmm. And like he didn't do anything. He was a fucking he was an assistant DA.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't a politician. He wasn't an actor. Like he was just a nigga. A white man.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't.
Was that him? Yeah, it was Seinfeld, right? That he had an episode on.
He did an episode.
It wasn't him there,
yeah,
but
right, yeah. So it was Seinfeld that they did that, but he was actually on Murphy Brown.
Yeah.
I personally think that he should have been an actor. So he wanted to get into acting, but his family was like, "You can't get into acting. Like, what the fuck are you talking? You're JFK Jr. You can't do that." So I think they bullied him out of it. But I actually think he would have thrived in the acting field. But in this series, like as we all know, he tragically died in the plane crash that he was flying, that he shouldn't have been flying. So as you're watching it, you're just realizing like how much of like a careless person this man is. Like he was like, you got to think like you were told your entire life, like, yo, like you're gonna be somebody because of who you know who your daddy is.
Yeah.
You gonna be somebody, or you know who your uncle is. Your uncle is RFK. Like you gonna be somebody, and yo, you what? Oh my goodness, you're fucking handsome. Like you know, so he kind of just like went through life, kind of like knowing that he had a purpose
that
and
he
shit.
was the shit.
Yeah, and so like he would just do random shit. Like so, he had a habit where he would ride his bike like everywhere. Like he was like the ultimate New Yorker. And he wouldn't chain up his bike. So people notoriously would steal his bikes.
Yeah, I know about this. And then he would just like kind of just make a call and be like, yo,
I need a new bike.
Yeah.
Or Well, and then they said there was a point in time when he would like keep a chain, he lost the key, so he had a chain wrapped around his waist, and he needed a locksmith to come get him out of it. But like, yeah, like he was just like that kind of guy. But like, it in the show it depicts more of Carolyn Bessette's rise, because she went from being like an in-store retail worker to like being like one of the top people at Calvin Klein.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's the reason why Kate Moss became like the face of Calvin Klein in the 90s and shit. She advocated for her a lot. There's combating stories, but watching it is really good. I'm putting Sarah onto it, so like I'm just really enjoying it.
It's an episode series. It's a series.
It's episodic, yeah.
Okay.
So it's really cool. It's something I've been enjoying, and I'm just like, all right, like hopefully next year, like we'll see, because the main actor and actress, like they're like kind of like unknowns, like they're actors, like they've done stuff, but this is like their biggest, the most attention that they got for.
Gotcha.
So right now, like it's just like, oh shit, like like they're really getting out there with their shit. So
okay,
it's just cool, just something I just wanted to talk about.
I can actually cue that up too.
All right,
there's a lot to dig in with that.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
So next up, Cole dropped an album, and he's done a full, like he's been selling records out the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
He's been riding cross country in his Honda.
He's been flipping burgers.
He making videos in the what is it called? The mechanic shop.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's doing a lot. Well, how'd you like the album?
Yeah, no, you know what? I like Cole, man. I do. I think with this album, it just doesn't stick for me, bro. Just doesn't stick for me. I think there's something with Cole where the raps is always there, but with this album, I just realized, like thinking back, like he don't have the grit of like your traditional rapper, right? So like he's well read and he raps really well, but it's just like there's something else that's just not there for me.
He's missing something.
Yeah, I don't know. But the raps, he can rap his ass off,
I listened to the album a few times, and it's a good album, but finding, like, I'm glad that this isn't his last. I'm glad he's not really retiring. I'm glad that he cleared that up. Like, he's just done for now.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm glad that this is not how he's going to end things. But I'll say that this, for it to be a double album, I'm like, damn.
It's too much. It's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of music.
It's a lot of music, and I get it. Like, each disc is telling a story of when he went back home. Like, I understand everything now. Like, I'm actually glad that we had time in between coming back in, because I think I would have came back and said some things I didn't mean, as far as like how I feel about the album. I like the album. I just don't like how much, like, I feel like this could have been one project.
Like, instead of 2 discs?
Yeah, this could have, well, yeah, instead of 2 discs, this could have been a concise 12 project album. 12
yeah,
track
you could have
album.
did this 6 and 6.
Yeah.
If you want to tell that story of 29 and 39, 6 and 6.
I think he could have did that. I really think that he could have done that. And, it is what it is. He kind of, I think he satisfied his fans. Like his fans,
Yeah.
like not the people that are like his diehards. He satisfied them, and I guess you know what? If you can speak directly to your fans, and
that's all that matters,
right? Because some people don't like it when it feels like their artists become too big. Like, say a Drake, I'm pretty sure like there's Drake fans who are like there for like room for improvement, that wish that Drake continued speaking to them.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I can understand that, and that's what I'll say with that. Like, that project was absolutely for hardcore Cole fans.
And they love it. They eating that shit up, man.
Yeah,
but there's some good shit on there, but honestly, I saw this clip of him recently talking about his albums and what they mean in his discography, and he talked the albums that I like the most from Cole, he kind of discarded as like, oh, those were just kind of like warm-ups, so to speak, like the off season. He put in that field of like, this was
side
me just
missions.
trying to work. Yeah, side mission is what he said. It was like, yeah, this was me just doing this, and I'm like, damn, that's like my favorite Cole album for real. Like it's I feel like it has a good balance of like the Cole that I like, and then him working with other people, he welcomed other production on that.
Mhm.
And his rapping is so sharp on there. So like, you know, hearing that, or Might Delete Later was just a mixtape and kind of just came and went to some people, but I love that project.
Yeah, I think that he, from what I'm gathering, I'm like, okay, so with J. Cole, he makes projects specifically for him, and he wants to talk about a specific thing, and get, it's kind of like journaling, and he releases it, and it's like his fans care about the story.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's
for
what
sure.
matters, you know. Moving along, we got the Baby Keem Casino album.
Yeah.
So how'd you feel about that?
I like that one. I like Keem. Keem is fun. Keem is fun, but he also unpacks a lot of heavy shit. You know?
Yeah, that family had a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, yeah. He unpacks a lot of shit from like even the rollout of this album. It was really quick and concise. He talks about, you know, his relationship with his mom and growing up, and you know, there was drug use, and you know, he talks about a lot of shit on this album, but also his musicality is there. So like his production value is amazing because he produces a lot of his own shit.
Right.
And he started off doing that before he even crossed over into a rapper of his own. And then your cousin is Kendrick. Some people was like, oh, like this nigga's just gonna put Kendrick on everything. It's like, yeah, nigga, so like that's your cousin. Like,
yeah, I don't see what the
if
problem
your cousin
with
was
that
Kendrick
is.
Lamar, you wouldn't be like, oh, I'm trying to do this on my own.
Yeah,
I need to prove my own.
It defeats the point. You utilize what you have around you. You utilize resources.
What a fucking card.
And obviously Kendrick is a fan.
Yeah.
So.
Cause and every time they work together is great. That Good Flirt song on the album.
Yeah.
It's a standout, not just because of the name, but it's a good fucking song.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the album. It's like shout out to Eli. Eli's who put me on the Baby Keem.
Yeah, he put me on the Baby Keem too, man. Very early on, very, very early on, he was like, yo, this kid, and you know, Eli's selling point with everything.
Yeah.
This kid is gonna be the next kid. And I was like, let me see. And I listened and I was like, all right, yeah, he got it.
Yeah.
And shout out to Cardo.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cardo. That's your man's.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Fuck with Cardo, man. No two production credits are alike with Cardo, man. Keeps you guessing.
Okay. All right. Next, I want to talk about this. We're seeing some things happening in the world of Jay-Z. He added back the 2 dots.
Mm-hmm.
People noticed that the Barclays Center in Brooklyn is blocked out for 2 weeks in June, around the same time as the anniversary of Reasonable Doubt, his debut album, his baby, my favorite Jay-Z album.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's like reports that he's going to drop the album in April.
Okay, yeah. So I've been seeing that.
Right. That he has a new album that he's going to drop in April. We have the website Jay-Z 30. You know, like we see a lot of things moving around. So with that being said, like, do you think like there's any truth to this? Like, what do you think?
I think we're definitely heading in a direction of something big is happening. You know, I think 30th anniversary of not just his first album, but his career. Right. So like he has a lot that he can cover with that. Mm-hmm. And people thought that it would just be a celebration of Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. But
yeah, but it looks like he's celebrating his whole career. And I think it's a great time to do that. You know, especially his name has been around the news for the past couple months, years even, like whether it's tied to like Diddy or people trying to time the Diddy rather, or like all this other shit. There's a way for him to kind of reclaim his name and clear his name in his own way.
I agree.
Of like, yo, y'all niggas, just in case y'all forgot.
Isn't that something though? Like, I think besides like, let me think of an artist. So you got him, Snoop, Dr. Dre, Nas. As far as like that have been for over 30 years, and as far as like rappers like that are talked about, and like when they do things, like it still like matters, like it's still talked about. Isn't that like? And I guess I could throw in LL.
Yeah, you can.
Right? I could throw in LL, but like I think that's like very like that matters. So, and it's funny because like, you know, you'll have like that guy that's like on Threads that's like Jay-Z was never that nigga in any era of hip hop,
yeah,
and all that shit. Sure. But think about it, like this man has a 30-year career, And Jay-Z is the bar for what people talk about when they say, yo, if a rapper is good or nice, they be like, well, he ain't Jay-Z. Like that's always the caveat. That's always the pushback, right? It's a comparison to Jay. Oh, or no, it's usually he's better than Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Right?
See, yeah,
he's always like the barometer. Like nobody says, oh, he's better than Nas, he's better than Pac, he's better than Biggie.
Yeah.
There's always he's better than Jay-Z.
Other MCs, like what you mentioned, is more like LL. If I came and I say, yo, I found this rapper, he's really good at making love songs. He's really good at making this and that, like crafting love music, and he's a rapper, and you listen and you didn't like it that much, you'd be like, he is no LL. You know, it would have to be subcategorized for you to mention those other people.
Right.
But like
with
for Jay-Z is the
rap.
Whole thing. You know, for Dr. Dre, it's like, yo, this nigga is a great producer. Oh, he's no Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
It fits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just is something I thought about recently because, you know, you see people always like talking about Jay-Z and shit like that. I'm like, damn, why Jay-Z always the first name? Like, you know, niggas never mention Nas. You know, nobody fucks with Nas. And I mean, for good reason, because Nas is fucking Nas. But it's like, you ever notice that?
Yeah, I think because they don't hold the same commercial value.
Okay, that's true. Okay. Like Jay-Z holds commercial value and was able to cross over and still keep his street credibility to an extent. Got it.
Yeah. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Okay. So I am excited for anything that's going to happen. If he does do a show at Barclays Center for the 30th anniversary, I will be not paying rent that much and buying a ticket.
Yeah, I'll tell you that because, man, I've been doing so good lately with like, I've been proud of myself. I've been looking at my account, paying all my shit on time and saving money too. That's always a sweet spot. When you able to pay all your shit on time and save
money, yeah.
I've been doing good, and Jay-Z about to come and fuck it all up, man.
Oh yeah, bro.
If he's really dropping something, we gonna see, because we in there.
Yeah, man.
No matter what it is.
I agree. All right, and next topic on the docket, T.I., his family versus 50 Cent.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that?
So I don't like the way that rap beef is perceived these days as clout chasing. I don't like that.
Agreed.
Some people are calling T.I. a clout chaser, and it's like, bro, he went out on this whole thing started because of verses, right?
He wanted to do a
verses with 50 Cent, which I thought would be an incredible verses. I, for one, had T.I. winning because performance and all of that shit outside of songs, he's just a stronger performer than 50. So I think that plays a huge part in these verses. And I don't think people considering that. People just think verses is what it used to be on live, where you just play your song and just look at the camera. Right. It's like, nah, that's not what it is no more. It's a whole performance. And T.I. is still a very sharp performer. Anyway, so it started with that. And then according to T.I., because he went on, shout out to Gilly and Wallow, he made the reference to this like, yo, nah, like in person, he was with it. Right. When I mentioned like, hey, let's do this, I'm going to jump out there to promote it, whatever, he going to follow through. We agreed on that. When I jumped out there to follow up, he went on, that's when he did what he did and went on Instagram and started like posting pictures of my wife. Like, that's when it crosses a line. So It's like, yo, do y'all rather these niggas meet up and fight each other than to make entertainment out of it? Because they're entertainers.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think a lot of people have the same sentiment that Drake had when Kendrick dropped the Control verse, where like they think of shit like Tupac Biggie, where somebody has to like is actual like dislike and disdain versus it like being on wax. And I think that's kind of disheartening, because you realize that like I grew up, you know, like, okay, they're going to battle and a couple years down the line they're going to laugh about it. But you have some people that just don't come from that, and like they think like a shootout's supposed to happen, like, and I think that's like what things get like muddled, because it's like T.I. and 50 Cent not going to do nothing to each other. But I think for me personally, this is proving that, you know, I think 50 Cent's rise, like now, like in hindsight, like it was just the perfect storm for that man.
Yeah, no, it was a perfect storm, but I mean,
50 Cent not out rapping nobody, bro.
He not. He not out rapping. He's a really good rapper though.
Yeah, he's a good rapper. And he's a good artist, right? And
Hooks,
he knows how to make
melodies,
songs,
everything. Like he
and
had it.
and once his music wasn't, once the music that he was making, like nobody but like, it's like, yo, you're not the thing. You can't rap about the things you used to rap about because we know that you don't live that lifestyle no more. So how many times could he go back to the well and recall those things?
Right.
So I think that, you know, and I think he also lost interest in it. He was just like, yo, like I can't. He couldn't recreate Get Rich or Die Trying.
I think that's the
again.
main thing. Yeah.
And I also think that he spread himself really, 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 really thin. Giving out music to other people and stuff.
Like to Game and all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
He gave, you know, helping out his team, giving music to other artists and stuff like that. I think he kind of spread himself thin. And because I think if he would have kept some of that music for himself, it probably would have gave him like 2 or 3 more albums of Get Rich or Die Trying greatness.
I can agree with that. And I think he just played into public perception too much at the time. Like he didn't focus on the raps really, because like when you listen to a song like Piggy Bank, it was just so unnecessary. But back then we like ate that shit up because beef was like everything back then.
Because he was like, oh shit, he's talking about him. He said their name and all that shit. It's just like, all right, man. I'm just saying this, like, somebody like a T.I. who's showing us like, yo, like, cause like he's not as rich as 50 Cent. And I don't know, I can't pocket watch, but like he has business endeavors and he has fame and TV notoriety, movie notoriety, businesses, you know, all that stuff as well. And he still raps very well.
Yeah.
And so do his children. I don't agree with everything that came. Like I get it, like 50 Cent crossed the line first. So like, but I think that his son King is a crash out, and I don't.
Yeah, he is.
And
but
like, you know, 50
Cent is a crash out.
50's a crash out, but I guess it's just like sometimes you don't gotta
fight fire with fire.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people, you know, talking about 50's mom, because like I get it. You know, he posted a picture of your mom and it was like an unflattering, but like, you know, 50 Cent's mom is still somebody that's other people as well besides 50 Cent.
That's fair. I think
that's my only thing.
I just think
like
that when you're playing a game like that with these Gen Z kids, you know, that these are internet kids for real.
Right.
Like 50, you just, you know, you like the internet, but like
they know the internet.
Yeah,
nah,
they
right.
know the internet and you playing with them and putting they mom up like that. That's just kind of
crossing the line. And also like 50 has crossed that line. He Irv Gotti posted a picture of his dad once and he was like, if you remember, 50 was like, why don't that nigga hurry up and die?
Yeah.
So it's like, I get it. It's like 50 kind of getting a taste, and I'm pretty sure 50 wasn't affected by it.
And when Irv died, he did a post on Irv. He said, I forget what he said, but it was like minutes after we found out. It was like, damn, this nigga.
So it's like it ain't that much to feel bad for 50 about, but I guess it's just like what I hold my self to. I just you know, I'm like, you don't gotta you don't gotta do that, because that makes you just as and some people will say, they'll be like, I am just as bad as him. But you know, for me, you know, high road shit.
It's the morals, man. It really is.
Yeah, man. But my nigga Buddy Red out here, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but
my nigga Buddy Red out here just doing his thing, you know, dressed like Jimi Hendrix and all that.
Yo. You see it.
Yeah, man. But let's get into this episode.
Okay. So the episode that we're getting into today, coming off of the topic actually of the beef in hip hop, and I guess you can say it kind of inspired us to dig into this one, right? Because this rapper is kind of all it took was for him to get a haircut, get with Pharrell, put out a hot single to kind of just revitalize his rap career. You know, I think he's been in a unique space. He tried comedy, that wasn't going too well, but he tried it. I guess he tried podcasting. You know, people can say what they expeditiously. People can say what they say about that, but he gave that a fair shot, and through it all, his relationships like stayed intact, right? Because he's still able to call Pharrell for a hot single, you know, and he got that. And I think part of why his new single works so well is because it brings back a time for a lot of people. Like seeing T.I. with like a fresh fucking bald fade and the hat leaning to the side, it's like it just takes you back to 2006, 2007.
It does, man. It was a great time.
Yeah, and not to mention, he don't look like an old nigga trying too hard. He still looks the same.
Right. He just looks like himself.
Yeah, so that plays a huge factor in it. And obviously, like I said, we're talking about T.I. The album we're getting into today is T.I. versus T.I.P., which brought him at a crossroads. It was his 5th studio album to come out through Grand Hustle, his own imprint, released in 2007. What's so interesting about this album and this drop is that T.I. was at a crossroads because, you know, he just lost a really good friend of his around the King rollout, which was his 4th album. And going into this one now, he coming off the success of King, the big year he had in 2006, coming off of being in movies now, you know, you're crossing into a different space. So now you got to kind of leave the hood mentality behind. But then when you do that, you tend to lose your fans and the people that supported you from day one, the I'm Serious, the trap music and all of that. So I think this attempt with this album was his way to kind of bring both sides together, or to keep them together, and address the elephant in the room of like, as I progress, I'm leaving this behind. So he came up with this idea. I think, you know, alter egos in rap was always a thing anyway. Right. But at this time, it was like prominent. The year prior, you had maybe this same year or the year after, you had Beyonce with Sasha Fierce, and
Sasha Fierce came after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like it was a thing. And I think what he tried to do was like meet the corporate world with the dope boy and like kind of make that mix. And he brought along some good friends with it. So some big major names, you know, you got Eminem on this album, you got the Runners on production, you got Timbaland, you got Wyclef, Manny Fresh, Just Blaze. And this is actually his first album without DJ Tone. So that stood out to a lot of people, because Tone from the beginning, he was there.
Right.
You know, and they kind of built this camaraderie and this chemistry. What was your thoughts around when this album came out?
Coming off the heels of King and the ATL movie, then him being an American Gangster, I thought that T.I. was about to take over the world in 2007. I thought that T.I. was going to be the biggest. I thought that he was going to actually fulfill his prophecy of being a down south Jay-Z and actually become, you know, just as big as Jay-Z. I think he got pretty close. But I was very, very ready for this project. I like, you know, Big Things Popping, the lead single. I enjoyed that song. I was just cool with it. You know, I was very intrigued by the story, like what his explanation for this project was. And then when I got the project, like then I enjoyed it very much because I was such a T.I. fan, and like, you know, whatever it was, I didn't think it was better than Urban Legend or King or even trap music or I'm Serious. I didn't think it was better than any of the predecessors, but I enjoyed this project and I was just like, all right, like this run ain't ended no time soon. So that's really what I thought and like how I felt about it. I was just excited. I remember at that time I was working at Lady Foot Locker at Lenox Mall, and like when I on my commute to work, like I would run through King and then I would go to this. I just had a habit of I had my CD changer in my car, like so I can just
right to it.
Yeah, just go straight to it and just play different records.
Yeah, man, this album never really. I always felt like this album was a little sloppy. It had some big songs on there because T.I. is great at making songs, you know, and he's a great MC. But like, I think coming off King, it was a step down. So like, I saw what he was trying to do. It just didn't work for me at the time. And even on a revisit, I'm like, all right, well, this is why this didn't work. And then for him, commercial wise, I mean, first week it came out, sold 470,000 copies, which is amazing. So sold that in the first week. And then he was kind of coasting off of that up until later that year. If you remember, in October 2007, that year was the BET Hip Hop Awards. And right before the Hip Hop Awards was supposed to start, he got arrested. And he had some heavy machinery with him.
So hold on, let's circle back. So Cat Williams is hosting the BET Awards that year.
Yeah.
And it was like being reported, but remind you, at this time, we have Facebook That's it. Twitter wasn't out yet.
Nah.
So we just had Facebook. So like the reports is coming out, but like people don't really know like what's going on. So then Cat Williams comes out because T.I. was supposed to close the show.
Mm-hmm.
So they still performed the song, but just Cat Williams just came out on the stage just dancing around pretending to be T.I. So you
I don't even remember that.
Yo, bro, I remember that like vividly. Like they played the song and everything like that, but Cat just came out pretending to be T.I.
Crazy.
So we find out that T.I. bought guns from federal agents. Like it was a sting operation. Like he got set up, and you know he was paranoid because after his friend died, he just felt like he just needed to have like just guns, just buy more and more guns. And I can't relate to that because it's just like I'm like, if you got one gun, you know. You only got two arms, but apparently they said like T.I. like was had like an arsenal of guns. They said like in his home, like when they went in his home, like he had like vaults, which is gun. Like they said he had an artillery. Like if somebody came, it was going to be a shootout because the amount of guns that he already owned had in his possession, and everything like that. But I think around that time, all right. So before we talk about the arrest and like all that stuff, right? Do you think that T.I. was the biggest rapper in 2007?
No, he wasn't the biggest rapper in 07.
Who was the biggest rapper? Kanye?
I think it was Wayne and Kanye.
So
Graduation came out 07.
T.I. was definitely bigger than Wayne. Wayne was just on a crazy mixtape run. Wayne didn't become, to me, in my personal opinion, Wayne didn't become the biggest rapper until Carter 3.
So what was that, 08?
Mm-hmm. The next year.
Okay, that's fair. But I think Kanye was the biggest rapper.
Kanye,
yeah,
Graduation. He just beat 50 Cent.
Yeah,
okay, I'll get that.
Stronger was like monstrous.
Yeah, it was
like
you're right. Yeah, okay. I'll concede to that. I just know like Jay-Z was coming back. 50 was definitely on the decline. And Eminem was in rehab.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So T.I. You could say that he strong argument for number 2. 2007, he was right behind Kanye.
Yeah.
Damn, right.
I'm trying to think about that because American Gangster was later that year.
Right. American Gangster was being filmed in 2007.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I could say that. For sure. Because Kanye was just undisputed.
Yeah, come on, man. Give T.I. his number 2.
I mean, he's number 1 in 06. So I've talked about that enough.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But yes, T.I. gets arrested. Everybody doesn't know what's going to happen. It looks like he's going away for a long time. But, with the plea deal that he was able to negotiate and the things like that, it didn't, his prison stint didn't last that long. He got caught with, let's talk about the guns that he was charged with having. Machine guns, silencers. What the fuck?
Like, where you going for real?
Yeah, bro. Like, but if you really think about it, this was great album promo.
Yeah,
because he was literally living what the album was talking about.
Living his raps.
Yeah. Like he really was living that shit, right? So, I think that he just committed to it way too hard.
Like that wasn't T.I. with them guns. That was Tip.
Yeah. I think he could have just gave us like a couple tracks and that would have been it. I think like the way this album played out, it seemed like the label gave him a lot and like they gave him too much freedom.
Yeah.
And he couldn't wrangle it in.
I mean, well shit, even to that point, right? Like the first song on this joint is Act 1. And on Act 1, it's him just talking his shit, and then Lear Cohen talks on Act 1.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't play with my money.
Mm-hmm.
And then T.I. said, I got your money, but I ain't playing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay. Like, but you don't really hear Lear like that. So that tells you the amount of money that went into this shit because it was coming off such a big year. You got fucking Eminem and Jay-Z on this album.
Yeah.
So it was a blockbuster album. You got a lot of production. I guess maybe Tom's sound just didn't fit with what he had going on too.
Right. So would you say that, so by this time was Tip like past like his peak? So like 2006, so he was on the downside of his peak, you would say?
Nah, I don't think so. I think because Paper Trail came out a year later. and Paper Trail was bigger than this.
Right. It was.
Yeah. So I think, Paper Trail came out and that shit kind of like gave him another boost because it looked like he was slowing down with this.
Right.
And then Paper Trail came out and it was like, oh, Swagger Like Us, Live Your Life with Rihanna, like big songs.
You're right. Yeah, he had big crossover records. You're right.
Mhm.
I want to say Live Your Life is his biggest song, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's his biggest song, right?
Mhm.
Oh, no. Or is it? No, not Dead and Gone. Dead and Gone was on Paper Trail as well, right? The song with Justin Timberlake?
I think that's King, no?
That's on King? Maybe
Yeah, that
you're
might
right.
be on King.
No, isn't that the song with Jamie Foxx in the sky?
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So Dead and Gone is on Paper Trail then.
Yeah.
Gotta be Paper Trail.
With JT?
Yeah. Damn, where is Dead and Gone? I gotta find it. Oh, yep. It's on Paper Trail.
It's on Paper Trail.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, he wasn't past his peak. He was still going. He had just a little blip on the speed bump. And then another question I have is, since we did talk about Wayne, do you think that T.I. lost his crown to Wayne because of this project?
That's a good question because I don't think it was because of this project. I think it's just because of the trajectory Wayne was on.
Okay.
I think it was inevitable.
It was inevitable,
Wayne was just like the way he was moving at the time it just kept going. It was like nobody ever seen no shit like that.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Wayne, he was flooding us on the
it was no
mixtapes.
matter who was out, Wayne was gonna do
it. It was to a point where on the mixtape side, like the shit that Wayne was doing, bro, like I felt like bootleggers would just compile shit and like wouldn't tell people and just put it out and people would just buy it and then realize they already have this mixtape.
Yeah.
They would just use a different cover, like, cause back then, like, it's not like you could pre-listen to it.
Yeah. And that, like, Wayne was he was everywhere. He was so popular at the time that like they would just take his verses from different songs and put them on different beats.
Yeah.
Right. So and then it would fuck you up
he just didn't know. Yeah.
He would officially release something and then you'd be like, oh, I heard this already, but it was on another beat that somebody else made. He was everywhere.
That's true.
He was inevitable. But yeah, we can start digging into the album unless you had something else.
No, that's all.
Okay. But yeah, like I said, the album kicks off in a big way because it kind of sets the tone for T.I.P to take over on this album, right? Because T.I.P is the one that's still in the street. T.I.P is, if you're a T.I. fan, you think I'm serious. That's T.I.P, So like the nigga that's still out there, still doing my job. That's T.I.P. So like you get into that and then you kind of hear how these two personalities are being torn in different directions. And T.I. is like, yo, you just got to clean up the act. It's essentially Jay-Z and Beanie Siegel.
Yeah.
Right. So like, when I was listening to it, it's like, all right, this is what I get from this. And then it takes us into Big Shit Poppin', which is the single produced by Manny Fresh. I never really was that big of a fan of this song, but it worked, and I was happy it worked because I was a T.I. fan. I was like, I want to see him win. So it was what it was. It was just an easy song.
That song was a fucking layup, bro.
Yeah.
I want to say that shit, like at first it was they were using it for the NBA, the NFL was using it. Like it was like it just made sense. And I think that's what it was. I was at this time I was in sports bars a lot. Like nah, right? I was in sports bars a lot. Like Atlanta was in its prime of sports bars at the time. So I was just at sport, like that was my shit, bro. That's how like I became a beer drinker actually. Yeah, I was in sports bars a lot around this time. So that song just got played a lot. It just got motherfuckers hype.
Yeah, Big Shit Poppin', man. And then shit, it's both two people that I'm a fan of. So I was like, all right, I just want to see them niggas just get it right. So Manny Fresh on the production, can't be mad at that. That takes us into Raw, which is produced by Lil C. That's all right.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I used to make myself. Okay, so here's another thing, guys. As you'll see, when I first heard this project, I enjoyed it so much, and I think it was just me being a T.I. fan. But revisiting this album, there's a lot of moments where I'm like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Like it's like a lot of skips.
Yeah, there's a lot of skips on this album. The second single on this album is "You Know What It Is," which features Wyclef.
Which I hate. I hate the song.
You didn't like this song?
I hate the Wyclef-ification of songs.
Yeah, he does have a way of like. I mean, it worked on. Damn, I was thinking about how
it worked with Destiny's Child. It worked with Shakira.
Yeah,
like it works with in that lane. I think he brings a great hip hop element to R&B songs, but I just don't want to hear him
Killing Me Softly for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I just don't want to hear this nigga on another rapper song. It's unneeded. It's the most unneeded shit. Like, oh, also another caveat. At JFK Jr.'s funeral, he came and played.
He can't. Wyclef?
Yeah.
What?
Because he loved the Fugees.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Also, apparently at Big Pun's funeral, this nigga busted in with a guitar and played music because, Big Pun loved Wyclef. And even though it was frowned upon because, Big Pun is Catholic and at their funerals is not the same. But he was like, yo, Pun would love this. I promise you, like, it's no disrespect. Imagine just being Wyclef and you just breaking into people's funerals and shit.
Like,
and
yo, nah, it's okay.
It's okay. He was my friend.
He would have fucked with this.
Yeah, he would have fucked with this. It's okay. Sorry, I just had to give you that.
That's mad ballsy. Okay, so You Know What It Is. I was listening to this, and even on a revisit of this album, he mentions Haiti a lot on this album. Going back and forth to Haiti, having killers in Haiti, and yeah, it just stood out to me this time for some reason. I mean, maybe because I'm dating a woman from Haiti. Maybe that's why. That's probably why it stood out. But but yeah, no. So it stood out to me this time, and I didn't really mind this as a single, But again, even though it came and went, and then takes us into The Dope Man. What you think of that one?
I enjoyed that. It was okay. It was like I said, like I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be a lot of okays from me because going back to this project and how much I love Urban Legend and King and I'm Serious and trap music. Like this album, in hindsight, I really had rose-colored glasses listening to this project in 2007 compared to now, like having T.I.'s full catalog in front of me and I'm able to like really go back and like with a fine comb. Like it even made me realize, like, damn, why it took us so long to get to this album to review?
Yeah. When you mentioned it, I was like, he not gonna like this, but I was willing,
Right. I just couldn't remember because, like I said, I haven't revisited the album in years either. So yeah, I'll be honest with you. Like I'm gonna stop you right now. If you want to go through songs you want to go through, but I'm telling you, like all of my shit say it's like, okay.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay,
like,
so we're not gonna go track for track.
Okay,
I'm just gonna highlight some.
All right.
So I think it's important, since this is a theme album, to highlight the ones from both sides, right?
Okay.
So the Dope Man song is dope. Is produced by Manny Fresh. It has this really nice Ice Cube sample on there, and the production is fucking flawless. Yeah, I love that one. And then we have to get to the crux of this album, which is
Watch What You Say to Me.
Watch What You Say to Me, which features Jay-Z. And I just noticed, because we were talking at the top of this episode about him changing his name. I guess when you change it, it changes everywhere, because it's like that on here too.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, Watch What You Say is it's almost a forgotten gem, I would say, because it's on this album.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't talk about this Jay-Z verse.
They don't. It was satisfying for me because I was like, yo, he addressing niggas. I love when I like, and people always say he does that on Drake tracks, but I'm like, no, Jay been doing this.
He does that on features.
Yeah, he just does it on features.
Yeah.
He finds the time to address niggas.
So
I'm not mad at that.
This was to Wayne.
Yeah.
Right? And there was some other people that he could have been taking shots at too on this.
Jim Jones and Cam.
Yeah. So he's like, and then at the end, because at the time everybody was talking about how Wayne raps like Hove now, So at the end of his verse, and he goes, "My DNA in your music," like niggas know who that was about. Like you just had to be there.
Yeah.
That's why certain things that age and rap, where you had these conversations and it's hard to explain, because it's like, yo, you really just had to be there. Like there's no way I can really dissect this in a way that you would get it, But yeah, amazing verse. T.I. was no slouch on that either. Like, he was popping his shit.
Yeah, T.I. was talking his shit too. Some people felt like T.I. was talking to Wayne on that song.
Yeah. And then around that time for sure. You want to get into this Busta Rhymes feature on Hurt?
Sure.
It's produced by Danger.
That was a great Busta Rhymes feature. I just, like I said, yeah. It was that song is is one of the standouts on the album, but like it's just funny, like, you know, in hindsight now. Well, now anytime I hear that song, all I can think of is Cat Williams bopping around on the stage at the BET Awards.
Yeah, and then Busta's fast rapping ass. Yeah, that's all he did on this one.
Because if I'm not mistaken, Look at Me Now came out before this song, right?
Yeah, I want to say Look at Me Now it came out. It had to come out after. Because this is 2007.
Okay, you're right.
I was still living in Detroit at this time. So 2000, when was Look at Me Now? Like 2010?
2011.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, Busta loved letting us know he can rap really fast.
Yeah. It's still a cool party trick.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But we'll shift into Act 2, which is when T.I. takes over and is more the level-headed bops,
reflective energy.
You know, you got a standout joint on here called Show It To Me, which features Nelly, which is smooth.
Yeah,
I like that.
It felt like the sequel to Get Loose.
Yeah. That's and it's produced by the Runners. No, sorry, it's produced by Tony Galvin. And Nelly got a really good verse on here. I think people sleep on Nelly's features. That's another.
Nelly's a good rapper, bro. It's just that like he became so he got so big he didn't have to really care, not care. He didn't have to focus on the craft of rapping.
Yeah, that's true. And then Touchdown, which features Eminem. You know, T.I. used his name and his portion to bring out some of the blockbuster guests that are on this album. So you got Eminem on here, which is a good verse, good chorus, standout production, and it's kind of a forgotten feature, but it is a big deal because Eminem don't really work with that many people outside of his camp.
It's really hard to get. They said that Eminem does things like he'll rework the song and send it back to you, like he'll like reproduce it.
Yeah, so
and send it back to you and shit like that. And some people don't like that. They be like, "Yo, I just wanted you to rap."
He either got to be a fan or a friend of yours for you to get him on the song.
Right.
So it was a really big deal. I remember even the lead up to this song. T.I. was talking about going into the studio and how he was trying to work with Eminem. Like, he was talking about it a lot leading up to this coming out. So yeah, this is a big deal. But then T.I.'s portion of this album ends kind of abruptly, and then we shift into these niggas arguing with each other, which is kind of just throws you off. T.I.'s like, "Yo, it's my album," and Tip's like, "Yeah, fuck out of here, it's me. You can't do this without me." And it's weird, you know. Oh, that's the one I was like, The Hustler. What was Cassidy did this before?
Yeah. You want to know what's funny, y'all? I've been asking Reg to do a Cassidy project for a long time, and like Reg has a very subtle way of letting me know he don't want to do shit. He don't want to do something. So I've asked to do the Hustler, not the Split Personalities album, but the Hustler album. And Reg will not budge. He'll be like, we can find something else.
Yeah, pretty much. That's He
won't budge. And so I'm just like, all right, you know what? Maybe I remember that album differently, so I don't even press it. I just be like, all right.
Yeah, he had a song called The Problem versus The Hustler, where he's rapping against himself and shit. But that's what this kind of reminds me of. That came out like 2 years prior. But yeah, so they have that, and then they kind of switch off verses, and then that's when it kind of gets a little bloated. Like, you know, if you would have just kept this 7 and 7, I feel like it would have been more digestible, you know? Even that is still kind of doing too much. Like, you had T.I. rap, then T.I.P, and then they rap at each other. Like,
yeah, I think it was just too, it was like, I think he outthought himself.
Yeah, he did a little much. We don't need to get into the bonus tracks. We got the gist of this, of what he was doing with this album. So we're gonna take it to ratings. What you got?
I get this album 2.5 stars out of 5. Well, 2.5 waffles out of 5. Excuse me. Yeah, this album, like especially revisiting it, I'm like, yo, this album is dirt. Yeah, this album is dirt, and I'm not saying, and I love T.I. Like, I'm the biggest T.I. fan. It's just that in his catalog, like, and I'm so glad that he's pivoted and he's made better albums, because Paper Trail is amazing. Trouble Man, I love. Trouble Man, I love that album. I even love Dime Trap.
Dime Trap was good.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that it's not like, this isn't, I guess this is on T.I., but what I'm just saying is just that, like, this, there's nothing wrong with having the catalog that T.I. has and this being the worst album.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying is that's okay. So I just want you guys to know that even though I feel this strongly about this album, this being his worst album, in my opinion, is not that bad, because his discography is really good and really strong.
Yeah. He just tried to do it. It was just a little too ambitious, this album.
Very ambitious.
And I can't blame him for trying something this ambitious, because coming off of an album like King, you feel like you have to go a level up. So I see what he was trying to do. It just, the execution just wasn't there for me.
Right.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2. I think the songs on here, when I really look at the scope of this album, a 2 actually is generous, because I don't have a fit. Like, when I think about rating albums, I think about the amount of songs that I revisit from this album, and I don't revisit any of these. I think I can afford to listen to Watch What You Say more, because I really like that one. The Dope Man, and the joint with Nelly, and maybe the joint with Eminem. But like, off an 18-track album, I think that's a wash, you know? But I'm excited for this new era of T.I. You know, he got me excited for it. I want to see what he brings with this new album. And I actually believe him that it'll be his last album.
I don't believe that. But I also wanted to say, I'm glad that we did get this album, because without this album, we don't get Paper Trail.
Absolutely. And him going to jail probably has a lot to do with that too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Those experiences.
If you have listened to this album, let us know what you rate it. If you haven't, I mean, I don't know how this would encourage you to want to go listen to it, but
it might. Maybe they want to see if they dislike it as much.
It's like, yeah, yo, is it really that bad? And then they go and they hit play, and then they realize we was right. But yeah, I'm Firstklass Regg,
and I'm Taurian B,
and we're out of here.
We'll catch you guys next time. Dun dun.